Okay, thank you so much for joining. As we all know, we are all set to play the World Cup qualifier round 2 match against Jordan tomorrow. So we have with us the head coach of Pakistan national team, Mr. Stephan Constantine. First of all, he will make an opening statement. Later on, we will go towards the question answer. So if anybody wants to ask a question, just simply raise your hand and wait for your turn. Thank you.
Good morning, Mohammed, everyone. Hope the fast is going okay for everybody. It is for me. I'm doing good. Great to be here again for another World Cup qualifier. And obviously, here in Pakistan, we will do our best to try to win the game against a very difficult opponent. I would like to congratulate my friend, the coach for the Jordanian national team. Fantastic performance in the Asian Cup. He has done an incredible job for them, and hopefully he doesn't continue to do a good job tomorrow and in the next few days against us. So, thank you. Open to questions. That's a really good question. I think in Pakistan for a long time we have been trying to get into the group stages, World Cup qualifiers, Asian Cup qualifiers, because we want to play against the best teams in Asia. And we certainly got that because in our group, Saudi Arabia exited in the last 16, Tajikistan, who people weren't very convinced about, were eliminated in the last 8, and we know Jordan went to the final of the Asian Cup. So in our group we have 3 of the best teams in Asia, and they will all be very difficult games. There are no easy games for Pakistan. Even in the South, there are not easy games for us. We are a team, I think, that we are building. We are trying to build a new team, new system, new philosophy. And there are going to be games where we get beat, as we did with Saudi and Tajikistan, but there are some good points. Look at the game in Saudi, it's 90 minutes, it should have been 2-1. Farid scores the header, it's 2-1 after 15 minutes. We had 1 or 2 opportunities, and with Tajikistan, you know, we had a really bad day. And so you're going to have this, these growth periods where we're going to be good one day, not so good the next day. But we need consistency, and to have consistency, we need regular games. So we had planned for a camp in January, where we were going to go to Saudi Arabia. There were going to be 3 or 4 games, international games, friendlies, because as much as we can say how good we want to be, if we don't play games, it's very difficult, and so this is the big problem. And then you go back to my usual line, we need a league. Yes, we need a league where the players can play, because if we don't have a league, they don't get games. If they don't get games, they don't get experience, and the circle goes on. So this is, for me, the biggest problem. And yeah, some of you, yeah, coach, but you knew that before you came. It's not I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm just telling you factually. And unfortunately, when I say things like, I don't think we're going to go to the World Cup this time, some of you take that the wrong way. It's not me being defeatist, it's me being a realist. My target now, today, is to go to the Asian Cup. Okay? To do that, I need games. I need preparation camps. And the players that want to play. When that happens, I am going to take you to the Asian Cup like I did India. It took us 4 years to qualify for the Asian Cup. 4 years. We did it. Can we do it here? Yeah. If we have games for our players, if we have camps for our players, coaching, it doesn't happen overnight, but you've got to understand it's a process. So that's it. Okay, I think I spoke too much. Pakistani? When you say game, I don't understand. You mean game when they play with us? Uh, yes and no. Yes, we have, if you look at in the Saudi game, we had some very good moments. There are some players who looked, okay, we got a chance here. Farid scores the header. I think it was 1-0 at the time. It's 1-1. It puts a little bit more pressure on them. So, yeah, but we lack experience. We didn't play very well with Tajikistan, and we saw what happened. So hopefully we will avoid this tomorrow. I think the guys are a little bit more motivated. Every camp that we have, we become a little bit better, and that's why we need more camps, more games. Assalamu alaikum. Well, that's a good question. Look, I honestly, I'm not looking at the World Cup. If you see what you need to go to the World Cup, and teams who are in a much better position than us are not going to World Cups, we focus, for me, let's qualify for the Asian Cup on a regular basis. And this is what I said to them in India. You've been to 2 Asian Cups. Both of them were invitational. When we qualified in 2015, it took us 2.5 years to qualify for this. So we've got to focus on dominating SAF region and then qualifying for the Asian Cup. If we are consistent in that, so the Asian Cup I think is every 3 years, no? If we are continuously 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, look at the teams that qualified for the World Cup from Asia. Same 6, 7 teams. Australia, Iran, South Korea, Japan, Saudi. Same 5, 6 teams. Why? Because they have professional leagues. They're consistently qualifying for Asian Cups. They have experience behind under 23s, under 19s. And at the moment, we don't have that sort of capacity. So, but Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, we're going to park a double-decker bus in front of the goal, like that. Look, to answer your first question, I am only going to talk about players that are here, okay? I have about 50 names, Diaspora players, who say they are interested to come and play for Pakistan, okay? Saying you want to play for Pakistan and coming to play for Pakistan is 2 different things. It's a long process, and some of the guys that I have spoken to have told me, well, you know, if this happens, if that happens, you know what? You stay home, and when you're ready, let me know. So right now, I'm only going to focus on the boys that are here, because they have done the legwork to be here. Okay? Thank you. Finished? Brilliant question. No, thank you. Okay, so here's the deal. If I could have 26 players every week for the next year, I wouldn't change any of them because of that reason, okay? But it's international football. We don't get that. We don't get time. We get 10 days. You know, when the Diaspora players came the day before yesterday, they trained yesterday, they'll train today and play tomorrow. And if there are new players in that team, it's a problem, especially because we don't get other games, international games. So yes, it's very important. I would love to put a Pakistan national team in the Saudi league and use that as a club, and then add Diaspora players to them. Those boys will have games, they will have experience, they will be training every day, they will be GPSed, they will be everything. We can't do that at the moment. So.
Coach, one question for you.
No microphone for you, huh?
How you would define a good professional goal from the raw goal? And we have conceded 6 goals, 6-1 against Pakistan. So everybody knows you are a professional goal.
I'm not sure I like where this is going, but.
If we are having a raw coach, do you think we would have conceded, say, 10 goals?
Interesting question. Look, I can't, I'm not quite sure how to answer you. It is, if you had a raw coach, maybe you win. Who knows? I think with Tajikistan was a bad day for us. We didn't do the right thing, and I know some people are going to say, oh, you know, but the team is not. In that game, we had 7 Diaspora players started the game, and they supposedly have the more experience than our players, more games, more training, more stuff. Why no one says that? 7 Diaspora started that game. So I don't know if it's to do with a raw coach or a bad coach. I think it's more to do with preparation, time, and we don't get enough time. So, nice question, though.
Okay, last question.
Well, coach, looking at the resources of Indian administration, do you think that Pakistan team is capable of playing the big games in future?
Well, whether we like it or not, we are playing the big games in the future, because we're going to play Jordan twice, and then we play Saudi, and then we play Tajikistan, and then you have Asian Cup qualifiers September, October, November. So, yeah, we have no choice. We have to try to manage with the resources that we have. I understand they're not the best. But we have to start somewhere. We cannot, Pakistan cannot be in the wilderness of football in Asia with a population of 250 million. And the reaction of the people here, I have traveled to many countries in the world. I never saw that kind of reaction to the win against Cambodia. So the love of the game is here in Pakistan for football. We now need to ignite it. I had hoped that all concerned parties above me had noticed what a reaction it was for the whole country, not inside and outside Pakistan. And we need to do something if we want our football to progress. I mean, football brings people together. It unites people, countries, and religions, and everything. So I think that the powers that be should start thinking about football as a way of betterment for Pakistan players and the Pakistan international scene. It's a win-win.
Thank you so much.
Great question.